cancelled and the events cancelled and the events that are going on. I mean, we already kind of suspected that UEFA were going to cancel Euro 2020. It's across 12 countries, so the logistics in itself, you can imagine, would be an absolute nightmare. Seeing that the Olympics will see how that progresses.
I mean, it just seemed, you know, so many things have been cancelled. I suppose that's the next thing to look ahead. But they are absolutely adamant at this point, aren't they?
They're seeing at this situation.
At this point.
Yeah.
Trying to delay the decision as long as possible, aren't they?
Yeah,
I think that's.
Yeah, Dick Pound, I think, had said end of May would be the deadline.
Thank you.
We'll see. Everything else is going. Whether the Olympics can hold on.
Now, it's pretty miserable out this morning, Carol. But can she cheer us up? I don't know.
She can always cheer us up. Morning, Carol.
Thank you very much.
Always, and a nice smile as well. Let's have a look at some of the papers for you.
There's this real sense that we're all looking for a little bit of joy in life as well, isn't there, as well? So
It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm quite looking forward to a slightly different birthday.
I love the way you just dropped that in so everybody can see pictures of their pets.
I mean, I don't need a pet picture, but we're having a quiet one, because obviously we're not going out.
There will be kids.
Let's bring you up to date with the story you may have seen over the last sort of 24 hours or so. An overwhelming sense of justice, but no closure. That's how families who lost loved ones in the Manchester Arena attack say they felt hearing the bomber's brother had been found guilty of murder.
Yes, a jury convicted Hashim Abedi of every charge he faced after he helped his brother carry out the attack in 2017. Breakfast Graham Satchell has been to speak to some of the people still recovering from that night. Just to pass on thanks to everybody who spoke to Graham in that report as well.
And just a reminder as well, if you want to get in contact with us this morning, any questions, I know there's so many comments and questions and things you want to know the answer to coming in on the coronavirus outbreak. We'll try and get through as many of those as we can with our experts. We've got a really interesting health panel on the way at 8:10 this morning. I know lots of people asking questions about the use of ibuprofen as well. We'll put those questions directly to GPs and some of our experts on the sofa, and we'll try and get a sort of definitive answer on that for you this morning.
Yeah, and also lots of people asking about, you know, how, if you've got it or suspect you've got it, do you treat it when you're at home? Send in your questions. We're really, you know, they're really useful as well for us. So do tell us to know what you're concerned about today. Right now, the news, travel and the weather, wherever you are. Hello, welcome back. You are watching Breakfast with Dan and Louise.
It's just gone 6:30. It's Wednesday morning. We've got the latest news, what little sport there is in a moment. We've got the weather with Carol as well. Just to let you know what else is happening on.
She is so strong. She's going to give us a little bit of, you know, information, tips on how she gets like that. Amazing, amazing. She's coming up here a little bit later. We'll talk to her. 6:33. The main stories from BBC News. Stringent new laws are to be put before Parliament this week to help tackle the public health crisis caused by COVID-19. Meanwhile, several countries across Europe are imposing more stringent measures in a bid to stem the coronavirus pandemic. In Belgium, 10 people have now died from the virus. The Prime Minister there has announced everyone must quarantine themselves later today. Let's speak right now to our Europe reporter. Such a big impact across the world, specifically in Europe. What's going on?
The Chancellor of Exchequer has announced additional financial measures to try and help businesses impacted by the coronavirus crisis. This was the daily press conference which took place yesterday.
It's a big announcement yesterday and a huge amount of money, Nina, as well.
Yeah, a Chinese car maker Nissan announced it's suspending production at its plant in Sunderland. They employ 7,000 people there. And earlier this week, Vauxhall told us, didn't they, that they...
And also heard yesterday, well, how does that affect people's credit rating as well? It's all sorts of questions like that, which you'd be worried about, wouldn't you, genuinely, about getting a loan maybe in the future as well?
Yeah, I mean, he did...
8:10 this morning. So any questions you've got about business for 7:10, anything you want to know about health for 8:10, and another, one of the magic of breakfast, we've also got the Green Goddess.
So exciting.
Coming on today.
I mean,
later
you know,
on.
it's people of a certain age will remember the Green Goddess. I count myself in that as well. She got the nation moving, didn't she? And we're hoping that, you know, if you're sitting at home, if you're having to isolate perhaps for 14 days because somebody in your house is ill, but you're not, and you want to know how to do some exercise, she'll have the answer.
I think we're inspired, weren't we, by Dame Joan Bakewell, who was on yesterday, talking about she's got this quite significant schedule in her life to try and keep herself entertained while she's self-isolating. And she was talking about sort of planning exercise into the day. So we thought, let's get the Green Goddess out.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Chris Martin, they're streaming live gigs so that anybody who's self-isolating can watch.
Just all
good people out there.
News.
It's good, yeah.
Should we catch up with the weather this morning? It was pretty nasty out for coming up to 6:45. You are watching BBC Breakfast. Now, the Foreign Office has made the unprecedented decision to advise against all non-essential...
When it
it's
comes
just
to
like
sport.
this long list.
I know. It's easier to tell you what is going on, isn't it?
What is
exactly? That's just what I was about to come to, Dan. Well, we know. Oh yeah, am I right in saying you've been involved in this?
No, well, I was sort of
You've been name
encouraging.
checked.
It was encouraging.
You've
but-
been name checked by
yeah.
the Leyton Orient manager.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
As being involved.
Right, okay, I better be involved
Yeah.
then.
Read up on it anyway, Dan.
Okay.
Find out.
Oh, thank you very much. See you later.